And we are back on the WHHI-TV Daily News. With me is Mayor Alan Perry for our first discussion of 2024. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well.
Yeah. Did you have good holidays?
It was great. It was
Good.
great. Took a little time off with family and it was nice. So glad to be back at it though.
Yeah. We're all back to reality this
Yes,
week,
we
I
are.
think. Yes. So let's talk a little bit about what 2024 holds. I know we touched on it when you were here in December, but let's maybe do a little bit more in detail.
Yeah, so obviously coming in new, learn a few things about how to manage, right? Manage time, manage expectations.
Right.
So we're going to really take a step back and slow down and do a deeper dive on the questions as to things we're looking to do to make certain that we're doing the right thing. The last thing we need to do is rush something through with a decision and it not be what the community needs, not only just for today, but for the future.
And so what are some of those decisions we are taking a longer look at? I know we've talked about parks, we've talked about the bridge, we've talked about all kinds of things.
Yeah, so a couple of things are the land management ordinance rewrite. We're really diving into that starting in January. And it's going to be a little bit of a process, but it's going to look at everything. And we're going to look to see what was done in the past that changed things that we did not like.
Okay.
And a perfect example was a timeshare that was approved on Folly Field. But how can we change some of these things to make certain that, one, there's no more clear cutting, right? To make certain that our island is truly protected. And that's going to be a process that we go through. And we've hired a great company to help us with this. But that's going to be a big process. Obviously, we've got the bridge, which is coming forward, and we're going to have to wait for some information to come in from our consultants on that. And so it's always about making certain that we've got the right information to make our best decisions.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. And you do have your strategic workshop coming up. That's this month as well, I think.
That is later this month, yes. And last year we came out with 15 initiatives. A lot of those are underway. But what we found out is that we really need to focus on about 5.
Okay.
Yes, these are all things that need to be addressed not only today but in the future as well. But we need to have a running list of what those items are and what direction council wants to go in. So this year we hopefully will come out with about 5 items that really is the key as to what 2024 is going to bring us. And
do you have a sneak peek of what those 5 items might be?
Well, not necessarily, because it is council.
Right.
I'm one of 7. But some things that we are going to be talking about this month is the revitalization of Chaplin Park and Crossings Park.
Right.
And then maybe later in the year, there'll be some additional discussions on the Mid-Island Tract. But it is about bringing our parks up to snuff and getting the right elements at all of them.
Yeah. And so in this last year, one of the things that you did was you introduced pickleball courts to the Adriana Park. And so what are some of the things that you hope to see at Chaplin and Crossings? Yeah,
so there's going to be a mix of improved fields, improved facilities, improved parking. And then, of course, pickleball. We can't go into 24 without talking about more pickleball. And right now we've got discussion about 24 courts, right? And that includes the 6 at Adriana. And really just putting them in some different places, it really opens up the access to the courts. And that's something that we hope to do really soon, get the ball rolling really soon. It takes time to do all this. But hopefully by the end of the year, these projects will be moving forward because of the planning and the design and everything that goes into it. So pickleball is big. We're talking about pump tracks at Crossings Park. We're talking about redoing the baseball fields at Crossing Park. To add more fields and get more kids out there. And then also within that Palmetto Bay area with Crossings Park, have more of a park-like feel on Helmsman's Way. So there's a lot of things that we're looking at to really improve the quality of life.
Yeah, well, they all sound like good things. You touched very briefly, and we only have about 30 seconds left, on the bridge. I know that what you said is you're still waiting on information. So
that's correct.
Maybe next month we can have a deeper dive on that. What are you hopeful, on the time frame on that?
Sure. So the time frame is probably going to be, we don't know. We have a meeting once a month, and I'd hate to put something out there that I'm not certain.
For sure.
But next week we've got another meeting with our consultants, with our committee, William Hilton Parkway Corridor Committee, and we'll get more information at that point in time.
Okay. Well, Mayor, always good to see you.
Thank you.
And again, thanks for being here each month. We appreciate it. So we'll see you in February.
Sounds great.
And we'll be back. So stay with us.